So I've been thinking about like streaming gacha games if I could get my phone to work. Like streaming from my phone to work. There's a lot of, because I play a bunch of gacha. I feel like they might make for fun stream games. You play like 4. I mean, we can say that that's a lot. I think that would make me happy because you don't want to know the amount of gacha I have installed on my phone. We can look at that after the game actually. I can tell you every single game I have installed. Gacha game I have installed on my phone. So these are just the games I have installed right now, okay. So I have Honkai Impact 3rd, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Fate Grand Order, Zenless Zone Zero, Azur Lane, Nikka, Atelier Resleriana, Fire Emblem Heroes, A Path to Nowhere, and Neural Cloud. I don't play all of them like every day, but that's what I have installed. The thing with Zenless Zone Zero is that I'm super in love with Honkai as a franchise, and I'm still not super sure if Zenless Zone Zero is related to it. Like, there's a lot of weird references to Honkai, but it doesn't seem like outwardly a Honkai game. But I'm still playing it every once in a while, just because of how much I love Honkai. If there's like a big lore drop, then I have to be there. And this is like an embarrassing thing about myself. I used to play, what do you call it? I used to play Last Origin. But I'm not playing it currently, but I did used to play Last Origin for a little bit. I also played the Taiman in RPG for a little bit. Oh god. Speaking of Fate to Go though, I still need to finish Trom. Because I still have not completed Trom and we're so close to Lost Belt 7 release. It's like 1 month or so. I really need to hurry up on that. Especially because it's like the last interesting one. Then we're gonna enter the filler arc. The Japanese version is still on the filler arc. And it's been going for like 2 years. I'm actually really good at not spending money on gacha games. I usually just play them for the story usually, and so I've never really, like in recent times, spent on them at all. But I also think that every time Nikke releases a character I like, I get so lucky. I remember I got 3 noirs with like 20 tickets or something, and then once the Summer Rosanna released, I got 3 of her in like, I think like 4 temples or something, and then I had my spark. So I just got max limit break Summer Rosanna without like having to spend much of anything. Since that happened with both her and Noir, maybe the game just loves me. It is really hard to get into Honkai story nowadays though, because you have to like read so many visual novels, and like there's Honkai Gakuen's story, and then like Fly Me to the Moon, which is like conceptually relevant. Like, I only survived because I did it earlier, but I adore Honkai so much. It's definitely one of my favorite franchises. Mushoku Tensei is, Mushoku Tensei, I watched the first, like, half of the season, I think. It didn't really grip me, but the protagonist is a Dizzy player in Guilty Gear XX, which I think is funny. That's like the one thing I remember from it, is I watched like the first episode or second episode, whatever it is, and I was like, is the Guilty Gear XX on my screen? There's so much, because what's also airing is the new Fairy Tail thing, and I still have not watched Fairy Tail. When I really should, considering how much I love Eden Zero. I should really catch up on it, but too much stuff to watch. I'm at least actually watching Dandadan weekly now. Oh god, my voice is giving out, sorry. I'm at least watching Dandadan weekly now. I've really liked it so far, but I do definitely want to like watch One Piece. Or read more of it. I should buy the second box set. I have the first box set of One Piece. Because I've never watched Fairy Tail, but I really like Eden Zero, so I like the author. I know I already like the author. I love a lot of the character designs in Fairy Tail. Like Ezra, I think is super cool. Lucy, I like also. Rebecca in Eden Zero was always my favorite. And I know that the cat that was in Eden Zero is also in Fairy Tail, right? I also have not finished Eden Zero. I've only seen the first season, so maybe that's the first on the agenda. I should finish Eden Zero and then I hop over to Fairy Tail. There's also a lot of like random stuff that I started but I haven't ever finished. Like, I still have not seen the later seasons of High School DD. I've only seen like the beginning. But I did, and maybe I should be ashamed to admit it, but I did quite like High School DD, so I kind of want to finish it. Same thing with the Ikkitosen, which I don't even know if anybody here knows what Ikkitosen is. That one's pretty... it's an interesting one. Yeah, I have not read Dandadan either. I've only been watching the anime, and it's really good. The characters, like especially the main girl and then the grandma, I really like both of them. I think they're pretty great. After the first episode, I was a little bit like, am I sure that this is gonna be good? But I'm so glad I continued because I think it's great. I think it's super, super good. Nick X High School DD. I mean, that's a collab I could see happening, right? I feel like that would probably work. Oh, I'm so glad that there was a Neo collab in Nika. But then I got super unlucky. I had to spark for a 2B and I couldn't get A2. It was the collabs hated me. Which also happened with the other collab. ReZero. I also got super bad luck on the ReZero collab. Oh, Nier is so good. That's another franchise that I'm like stupidly into. I still need to finish Dragon Guard 3, honestly, admittedly. But I've played all of the games, I read like all of the books. I still have Nier Reincarnation installed because I haven't had the heart to uninstall it. Yeah, I still haven't even like hit the wall because I've been playing so little recently. But I do have already 2 max limit break characters in Noir and the Summer Rosanna, so I probably should be fine. I think I just need 1 more. But I'll have to play more later. I feel like Nikke would be a fun game to play on stream one day. What kind of shows do I like watching? I'm pretty open to like genres, as long as they have like pretty girls in them. Fan service, maybe then I'll probably like it. The one genre that I would say is my favorite, though, is like Demba, but they don't really make those shows anymore. Like sort of Serial Experiments Lane and like Paranoia Agent and Technolize and those sort of shows. They don't really make that anymore, though. Sorry, they don't really make those anymore. There's another one that I watched recently. I'm forgetting what the name of it is. Ergo Proxy. Ergo Proxy is also super good. It's sort of in the same genre. And Shinregori and stuff like that. Those ones I really, really love. Then there's another show that nobody ever knows. That's like one of my favorites. It's called Cuccio Branco. Basically nobody ever knows what it is, but it's one of my favorites. I think it's super good. So if you haven't seen Cuccio Branco, I definitely recommend it. I think it's one of like a surprisingly like favorite of mine. Ergo Proxy is your childhood? Yeah, it's super good. I love Ergo Proxy. I should rewatch it again sometime soon. What was I talking about? I feel like I had like a good tangent going, then I because my stream dropped, I forgot what I was talking about. Does anyone remember? Something related to anime. I was talking about Cuccio Branco. Oh, was that when it broke? Was I talking about Cuccio Branco? Yeah, probably. You should watch Cuccio Branco. It's really good. That's the gist of my message. My message is watch Cuccio Branco right now. Anime that only I know? Yeah, so then I was talking about Cuccio Branco, yeah. It's called, it is, I forget what the English name of it is. I think it's sometimes called like Flying Trapeze or like, something. Irabu. I forget what it's called in English. But it's a Cuccio Branco in Japanese. That one's my favorite. Like Mushishiba Doctor? Sort of, yeah. I should definitely like, you should at least watch like 1 episode of it, decide if you like it or not. But I don't see it ever talked about very much, but I adore it. I think it's one of, I would even dare to call it my favorite. If I want to say that my favorite is like some obscure one, if I want to sound cool. And then if I don't want to sound cool, I usually just say my favorite is like Sailor Moon. But there's also like a lot of those like weird shows like Ikitos and what's the other one called? Yakkariora and things like that are like really, really horny. I will admit to like quite liking those personally. Have I seen Kaminoto? I don't think so. I can actually, now that we're here, I can actually take us back to this screen and I can look that up. Kaminoto. Ah, yeah, this one. So. I've heard the name of this, I believe. A South Korean manhwa. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I think I've heard of this actually. But I have never seen it. Honestly, isn't it fucked up how it's called Yuri on Ice, but it's not Yuri, it's the exact opposite. Season 2 was a letdown with animation. Yeah. I feel like that's happened a lot where they like rush out the 2nd season and it ends up being worse. I do wonder if they're gonna make more Ikkitosen though. It was because the manga is still ongoing, I think, Shin Ikkitosen. And the Shin Ikkitosen anime was like 2022, I think. It'd be nice. Danmachi I know by name. I also have not watched it, but I wanted to. Whoops, I'm not in queue. Danmachi I know primarily from... Oh, isn't there a collaboration figure with Danmachi and Super Sonico? Where they have Sonico dressed up as the main girl from Danmachi. I feel like that one I've seen. And that's where I would know it from. Yuri on Ice end up being 99% 9 girls that watch it. Yeah, that's true. Which is then for me it's like the opposite. I'm like the only girl ever that watches things like Ikitosen. Probably not. I actually don't know what like the demographic fan base for something like Ikitosen is. I know like Nick has a surprisingly large female fan base, which I think is really nice. I've been also really wanting to watch No Game No Life for some time now, but I've never gotten around to... I know that it has the Konomi Suzuki song in the opening, and I really like that one. Because I love Konomi Suzuki.